Hello, good morning. It is fuck. It is 10:49. Sorry. I forgot that my computer doesn't have the proper time zone yet. Um so I don't know, maybe I'll keep the time zone the way it is just so that I can just see the differences. I mean, that seems kind of stupid. I don't think I'm going to do that. I've already decided I'm not going to do that. Anyway, hi. So I made it here in one piece. I have a lot to talk about actually. So I guess I'm gonna start from the beginning. After I filmed yesterday, I realized that I saw something in my eye, and I was like, "What's going on here?" Um, Turns out I popped a blood vessel in my eye, and so the whole like top like around this area, just blood. And I freaked out for a little bit. I was like, oh my god, because I hadn't had anything like that happen to me before. So I was like, do I need to go to the hospital? Like, what's going on here? And my roommates were like, mind you, this is like 10 minutes before we're leaving. I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? And they're like, oh, you popped a blood vessel. You're actually fine. Eyes are kind of weird. They do that sometimes. And obviously they're not medical professionals, but they're like, yeah, it's happened to me before in the past. Not me, but them talking. And so they said like, yeah, obviously you can go get it checked out, but you should be fine. And then I was asking like, why? Why does this happen? And usually it's like, it's like stress or other stuff. And I'm like thinking to myself, the day of me leaving and moving out and not knowing what is going to happen to me, I can see how that could be stressful. Even though I'm not like outwardly showing it, inwardly there is a lot of like worry there. And I'm doing everything regardless of that worry, but it still exists. So, yeah. Um, so anyway, I I was doing that. We ended up leaving, and we got there on time. I said goodbye to the roommates, and yeah, now I got on the plane. I sat next to a kid and his dad. His dad was very nice. The kid was fine too. And yeah, I kind of made a fool of myself in the beginning because I I got a battery pack. So they were like, "Oh no, we don't have a way to charge our uh, our tablet or headphones or something." And so I was like, "Oh, I have a battery pack." So I'm like searching for it. I pull it out, and it's not charging. It's because I plugged it in the wrong way. I was like, "Oh my gosh," because I don't know. I just get like really flustered for some reason. Uh, like when I'm first interacting with someone, it's like there's like a social anxiety thing, but it's like I don't feel anxious so much as flustered. That's like the thing that just pops up is like oh hi, how's it going? I am a human too. Hi, that kind of thing. Um, and once I start talking with them, it's like I got a little more comfortable. But yeah, so I and then I pulled out my handheld, and the one kid's like, "Oh, I think that's a da, 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 da." And I was like, my brain was short circuiting at this point. I had already gone past the point of like normal social interactions, and I'm like, what do I do? Uh, I'm like overloaded. I need time to like think, and so uh, so I was just nodding like, yes, yes, this is totally whatever you just said. I didn't even fully hear what you said. And then the dad's like, ah, yes, he is lost, and uh, he's like, that's not what that is it? I was like, I don't know what they said. And then they were laughing. So, yeah. And I tried to explain it because I couldn't remember the exact. My brain was like all memories regarding what the handheld was actually called disappeared from my head. I was like, it's a handheld. I just kept saying it's a handheld, and he's like, is it like a computer, like a hand computer? I'm like, yes, yes, that's exactly it. Um, and so yeah, it was funny. And then I started trying to play games on it, and I forgot that I needed to hop on to each game that I have save data on so that it can do the initial retrieval from the cloud. I'm like, fuck. So I I didn't play any of the games I wanted to play, and instead was playing like just random bullshit for like an hour and a half. Um Trying to figure out like controls, because the controls were like they're standard controls, but also standard controls for what? Each game is different. So yeah, that was a whole thing. Um, and then I was like, oh, I didn't download anything on Audible, so I can't, unless I want to buy the Wi-Fi, I can't listen to anything on Audible. Oh, and also, like for some reason, my Raycons didn't connect to the handheld, so I couldn't hear any volume, which I was like, wow, this sucks. Like, then later I found that there was a headphone jack that I could have just used um, for the wired headphones I have. So, lesson learned on that. I'm going to mess around with it. Um, but anyway, so there was that. Um, and the kid was playing on his tablet. He had some like airplane game where it was like a cardboard airplane that he slowly built, and then they watched a bunch of movies, and they were very like the kid was very interested in filming takeoff and landing. So he'd pop his tablet out and he's like, "Oh, gotta film it," and I'm like, "Yeah, no problem." So I, opened up the window and did takeoff and landing, and I realized for I think the first time flying, I was totally okay looking out the window. And in fact, I enjoyed looking out the window. It wasn't scary. And I was like, oh my god, I did it. I fucking did it. I conquered the height fear that I had for so long. Because for the longest time, it was really hard for me to look down even a little bit. I get woozy, all this stuff. And then when in a plane, it freaked me out that like it's still a little scary to be above the clouds and to have the plane tilt to where you're looking up basically directly into the stratosphere. Um so that's a little scary still for me, but there's a whole other existential fear of like space that is going to have to get conquered at some point. But height is like I'm a lot better. I think some things like maybe like standing on a glass elevator, that's still a little freaky. Um, but and like, rickety bridges that have a giant ravine, like that stuff. Um, yeah, I'm still going to be a little nervous on that. But yeah, I've made a lot of headway into it, and I'm really happy. So, and I enjoyed looking at the different like height elevations and all of that stuff. So that was cool. Um, One thing that I do need to do before I go on the plane, um, this upcoming Monday, is I really, really need to make sure that um, I get the bag packed properly. So what I did is I did this little tote bag, the butterfly bag that I got from the butterfly exhibit in or the butterfly dome in was that Missouri? No. It was North Carolina. Yes. Yeah. Um I think no, it was Missouri. It was Missouri that I went there and to see the butterfly exhibit. Um Damn. Sometimes I just forget. Uh but anyway, so I used that as my like extra bag. So I got past like security, and going forward, I mean, I have time. It's 11 o'clock, so technically I have time because I don't have to be at the what's it called? Um, Damn, I was just at Target. I could have gotten this. I didn't think about this. Uh, Maybe there's a better place than Target to get it though. But I want to get like a small little like pack that's like big enough for just tech, like a little tech pack, and I can put the handheld and then other stuff in there that I want on the plane, and it's not some bulky huge bag. Um, that'd be nice. Although the bag does work, it's a little annoying, but it does work. So I don't know. But being able to just pull it out of my backpack, like pull out the little cube, would be nice. So I'll think about how to do that. But yeah. Overall, the plane was really good. Um, we rode on for our transfer the express planes that United has. There's like I don't know, it's like a smaller plane. It has 3 seats across total, 2 on one side and then 1 on the other side. And you check in your carry on, which is interesting. Because they don't have a much room there, so all the roller bags get checked in. But yeah, so that was fun. I was able to, look outside. I saw some lights that looked a little suspicious. Like I was like, maybe there's something weird going on there, or maybe it's just a plane that's really far away. Most likely, but you know, uh, that was cool. And man, that plane ride, they were so right. The total plane ride was an hour, or an hour and some change. Getting on the plane, buckling in, which surprisingly, the seats were more comfortable and more roomy in the smaller plane. However, the seat belts were tighter. I didn't have to get an extendo guy for either of the planes, which was nice. But man, that first plane, which it was only like a 4.5 hour ride up in the air, but my knee and my right knee was like really struggling. It was like the back of my knee, where I had the injury. It was struggling to like stay seized in that like sitting position. So anyway, I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Yeah, I mean, everything went well. I think the thing that was the worst was I ate pretty much garbage. I had a Jersey Mike sub, which is like the least garbage thing that I had, and that's saying something because Jersey Mike's is not healthy. Or at least I got like an Italian sub, and it's fine, but like it was okay. But again, it's still like bread and processed meat. So, um, so yeah. And then my first meal of the day was, turkey. What's it called? Turkey jerky. And then some like trail mix, and that was it. No, oh right, and then I had one of my IO bars, which I'm glad I brought. I have 3 left, and then I can buy more at I saw Target had them. So if I want to restock on them before I leave, I can. I don't The thing is, I don't really want to have a lot of them around, mainly because realistically I shouldn't be eating them as a standard meal replacement. Instead, I should just be eating meals, like good meals. And especially in Europe, like the general food level is much higher in Europe. So even if I did want to have like a meal replacement bar of some kind, it'd probably be healthier there. Just my guess. Not saying it's a 1-to-1, but like I don't know, there's something fucky about America's food supply, and like it feels like they're like intentionally poisoning the population. That's just that's like a vibe I get in the background. But I don't know. I don't have any proof, but there's a reason that people have problems when they come here and eat food from outside the country. So, anyway, so I think. Sorry, I'm tired. I fixed my sleep. Fixed because I know I have to get up at around 8 to make sure that I have plenty of time to take a shower and record this for the day and then head over because it starts at 10 and it's a half an hour to get there. So if I leave by like 9:30, I'll make it there, with plenty of time. So so the kind of thought process that I had was, okay, if I'm up at 8, that gives me an hour and a half an hour for shower, and then potentially up to an hour of like talking. I don't think I'm gonna need the whole hour, but you never know because it could be like a really interesting transformative experience. So we'll see. Um, I don't know what to expect uh, when it comes to this thing. I'm like imagining like what like why am I even here? Like aside from being interested in like the like extraterrestrial stuff, and I don't know, I just felt like I should be there, so maybe I'm gonna meet someone or whatever. I don't know. We'll see. Um I mean, I guess I'll definitely meet people, but I just yeah, I don't know. Uh so yeah, so I'm tired because I woke up at 8. Uh it was kind of hard for me to fall asleep. I woke up at 5, then I woke up at 6, and then I woke up at 8. Um and I fell asleep at probably like 2. So I got about 6 hours, which is less than I need. Like I can function on this, but I'm going to need to like get the debt like fixed later. Um which is also why it's like okay, you know, things end at 12 midnight, and then I head home, which is half an hour. I say home, but I mean, I guess this is home for now. I head home, and then from there, I try to immediately fall asleep. So I'll probably be sleeping like 7 hours on average. Um, Maybe I can cut it to like 8:30, and so I get 7.5 hours, and it's like close enough. Um, but yeah, these next few days are definitely going to be like just going. Um, I don't have to be there until 4 today. 4 is when check-in starts, and it's 4 to 7 is check-in, and then after that, then at 8 they do an introductory thing until 10, and then from 10 to 12 they do like a meet and greet thing. So that's cool. Um, which again, I'm just kind of like socializing. Oh no. so so we'll see, you know. Um I guess you'll hear about it tomorrow on what I thought of day 1. But also food starts tomorrow, so I have to oh, gosh. That's a good stretch. So I have to do my food stuff today, which is why I went to go get my supplies for I got shampoo, conditioner, body wash, and there was something else I got. I mean, I got a electrolyte drink. I felt like I needed it, but then after I ate, I felt like I didn't need it right away. But I think I'll drink it in a little bit. But yeah. Um, hmm, Sleeping was kind of hard in the beginning, but the bed was pretty reasonable, and I don't know. I don't feel any like major pains or anything. My shoulders are a little bit like but my side was fine, which is the main thing that I usually have issues with. So that's nice. Um, this place is nice. I like the atmosphere. The people are nice that I've talked to so far, and this is a nice little, I got a desk that I'm using. They have a fridge, a microwave, like it's nice, and it was relatively affordable. So I'm glad that I booked this. And also the location is great because it's very close to what's it called? It's like 25 minutes away, where I just take a straight shot up to the winery that it's in. So that'll be nice. Um, it's the main thing is it's not a hard drive. Also, getting the car, I forgot. Getting the car was pretty painless. They upgraded me to a midsize like SUV because they didn't have any of the standard um, like cars that I booked. So they did that for free, which is nice. Yeah, I think like overall, I think everything worked out really well. So aside from reorganizing, which I think I want to do today, because I don't think I'll have much time to reorganize. Because here, let me look. Um, my sorry. That's the trip. Where is it? I did a. I think I'll just have to look it up in the Expedia app. So what I'm looking up is the plane like time. Is I think what are my flights? Here. Okay, that's the Charlottesville stuff. There's no way I know that I booked the did I book them at the same time? ID. What? Oh, okay, there we go. I was like, what the heck? It's just IAD to Rome. And I'm like, oh no, it's at the Charlottesville. Okay, so I do have time. So it's 2:56. Um, I do the little shuttle thing again. Um, so if I'm there by like two, or sorry, not two, one, then I'll be fine. That'll be plenty of time, I think, to get through custom stuff, or not custom stuff. The all the stuff. um, so the big one is going to be from 5 p.m. or 5:30 to 8 a.m. That's going to be rough. I say rough. Like, it's a 10-hour flight, which is the longest flight I've ever been on. So I'm hoping the seats, because it's the bigger plane. I'm hoping the seats are just a little bit better. Especially if it's like if I'm supposed to sleep on it, like I'm gonna be so tired. So if I can sleep on the plane even a little bit, that would be huge. But for that flight, I'm definitely gonna want to buy the Wi-Fi. Yeah. But anyway, I guess what do I want to talk about? What is the like? There's like a noise that just. It's just a noise that keeps popping up. I'm like, what is this? Okay. Anyway, so I guess do I have anything else that? Sorry, I got so distracted on this thing. I like forgot I was filming almost. um. So I guess what are my plans? I mean, for the rest of that's literally I just heard a cat. Okay. For the rest of today, I am gonna rearrange my stuff. I don't really need to do that. I can do that later. Once I'm done with this whole like experience, but I do want to take care of the Comcast stuff. Again, I could take care of it like later, um, on the 28th or whatever. Is that the 28th? Yeah. But yeah. I don't know. I I figure if I can take care of it now, I probably should. So, I got like 5 hours. I do want to rest a little bit and just like kind of relax and decompress. But because I know I'm not going to have much time to actually do any decompression. So, it's now or never. I got. Oh, right. The other thing I got was sunscreen. I got sunscreen. I don't know if I'm going to need it. But if I do need it, I have it. I'll see what the first day looks like. Oh, that was the other thing. They suggested getting a jacket. And let's see the full forecast here. Okay, well apparently it's going to rain, which means a jacket for rain, maybe. Although I don't think we're going to be outside today. So theoretically, I don't need a jacket for that day. I mean, who needs a jacket for 67, 66? That's like, I'm not going to lie, that is my normal temperature that I like sleeping in. So, I don't know. Not that I couldn't sleep in things warmer, but you just have to have less blankets if you do that. It's kind of nice to have be like, okay, my face is a bit cold, but my body's warm, and it's cold enough to where if I need to like put my arms or like part of my body like out of the covers to like cool off, that it's fine. So yeah. Anyway. Oh, okay. I think I mean I basically talked about everything I could talk about. Something that I do want to mention, and I've been getting this feeling for a while that there's going to be some sort of curveball thrown at me where I'm going to be offered maybe a position or some sort of role of some kind that has to do with like my natural like talent stuff that just shows up. I don't know like how it's going to show up. I don't know what specifically is going to show up as or whatever, but there is definitely something there or something to that, I think. And again, it's kind of like I don't know when it's going to happen. It could happen during this part of the leg of the trip. It could happen in Europe. I don't know. There's definitely a reason I'm here. So that might be it. I don't know. But it also could just be that I plant the seeds now for something later, where it's like maybe I meet some people. It could be that they ask about like what I do, and I talk to them about like I'm filming this stuff, and then they look at it and they're like, oh, like whatever, right? I'm not going to speculate again. Whenever I try to speculate on things, it's just like there definitely is a cat. Okay, I heard a cat. I'm like, I'm not crazy. I heard. Which is fine. I like cats, but anyway, my point is, I think I don't know, like speculation and trying to like supplant the idea of this is what it's specifically going to be. This tends to be a recipe for you disappointing yourself, number one. And it's not, the thing is, it's not because of the expectation itself. What it is it's like you're trying to create something and make something happen in a specific way where if you just let things unfold naturally, it'll happen in a better way than you could possibly think of. The local maximum that I talked about before versus those like absolute maximums. Um, you may think, oh, it'd be really cool for me to interact with someone and then tell them my channel and then they see something about me. But maybe by me putting those intentions down, I miss the fact that actually me just existing and interacting with people, they'll see the thing that they're looking for in me. So it could be something like that. Or it could be that, like, if I'm hyper focused on that, I'll miss something else, right? Because it's not what I expect. So because it's not what I expect, I kind of let go of the opportunity I could have had if I was just open. And so this is why it's like, it's not necessarily a bad thing to have expectations. but it's about what are your expectations centered around? Is it centered around something positive happening for you and it being more vague so that you allow for things to unfold? Or is it you trying to nail down specifics? So I think it's really important to just kind of keep that in mind. But anyway, I guess I'm just going to let you guys go. I'm going to upload this and then put a thumbnail on it and then schedule it. I don't know. What am I going to call this? I guess CE5. I think that's what it's called. Is it CE5? CS5? Well, now you guys get a sneak peek into me figuring out what this is going to be called. There we go. Okay. CE5. Okay. That's what I'll call it. I'll call it CE5 Day 1. Because I'm technically... Well, maybe I'll just call it plain recap today. Because I'm going to be lagged by a day on my knowledge. So it's like, yes, CE5 is today, or the introduction stuff and the registration. But, you guys will hear about the first day tomorrow, which will be the second day. So do I label it CE5 Day 1, even though I'm not going to be talking about Day 1 today? Because I talked about the plane. By the way, I never think about titles this long on like my thumbnails. Usually I'm just like, I think of them in the moment. So I don't know why I'm doing this. Okay. I'm just going to let you guys go. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow. And I guess you'll find out about Day 1. Okay, bye.